Hello. Think I'm back. Yeah, welcome. Thanks, OBS. Yeah, OBS Crash. I don't know why. I do not know why. I probably blame it out. There was a god-awful sound happening outside for a while there. Wouldn't be surprised if that had something to do with it. But, we're back. We're back and ready and able to finish this up. Because I said I was going to do it tonight. So we're going to do that. Time to annoy literally everybody, too. Because it's going to have to do a second ping. Because Pingcore doesn't understand. Oh, it's going to be poggers. Okay, so we got our civilian licenses. Corporate licenses. So we've got our 3 basic tiers of licenses. Slap a picture there, slap a picture there. Example kernels. Log checks. Logic checks. Hello, phone. Pity. Okay. So let's get back to where we were. But we got all our programs set up, and let's see at our example cores. Sort of. Mitigating damage from single range attack, deflector shields. And we need some boring cores. Actually, what we can do. Grip strength. Gains +1 physique. That would be a good defensive option. All redundant systems. Actually, no, I need changes all of their current dice pool into D10s for an attack. It's also indiscriminate, so you can choose to do that with anything you feel like. Redundant system. Makes half damage once a round. Yeah, we're Gucci. That's what I like to hear. Pingcore Profit Bot did not actually profitize like he was supposed to, which has me slightly concerned, but it might just because OBS had a poo-poo incident. A poo-poo pee-pee incident, you could say. Now, here comes the fun part, is what I get to do after this is that I have to upload this video. I have to download this video, download the previous video that was made, and splice them together to form everything. It is a bright pain in the ass, and I wish there was an easier way of doing it, but there isn't. So I just kind of have to do it, and it's going to be make me feel real sad. So let's see, offensive, brain melter, sea soldier. So we need something really silly. We need actually book cooker. Yeah, welcome to be data entry, the superpower. What would be some other really silly superpowers that we could give people? Judo toss. The sea soul. Actually, the sea soldier trained extensively in judo. Has downloaded large amounts of judo training. They gain a +2 to all unarmed attacks, and plus 2d6 to grapple checks. Why? Because you downloaded the entire rulebook of judo. Congratulations. If you want to be cool and download the ability to, be a fucking sumo, you can do that. Just download it, Lamau. Which actually reminds me, utility, polyglot. Actually, French dictionary. As yes, most cursed ability, otherwise known as learning French. Every round. Grappled. And luckily for me, in probably not this next game. The next game is going to be, if I recall correctly, is going to be, I can see it, it's the family one. It's, Okasan's Big Happy Family. That's what the next game is going to be, which is going to be a weird one. But the game after that's probably going to be Gachamuchi Super Dharma Seekers, which I get to do an extensive wrestling system for because it's Gachamuchi. And that's like half the point. Okay, now we get subroutines. Don't really need more subroutines. Let's see. Difficulty of vehicle maneuvers by 1. Well, in addition to the attribute for the connected core, automatic skill. Durability of a limb by 5. Damage of core ability by +1. Increase the durability. The cybernetic limbs by +3. Efficient energy. Reduce energy expenditure by the core. Reduce energy overcharge by 1. Actually reduce energy loss from weaponry by 1, which doesn't mean a lot, but it could save you something. Increase damage of the class of ranged weapon. Actually, fire team routines increase damage of a firearm by +2. Handling bonus. Reduce kernel energy cost by this. Change cybernetic limit from flesh to metal. We'll call it metallic flesh. Overcharge. Increase double the damage of core ability. Quid pro quo. Increase attribute by 2. Rangefinder. Increase accuracy of all range weapons by +1. Actually, what we have to do is gain a free success. Gain +1 success on all ranged attacks. Increase ability of a limb by 15. Let's see. Regain 5 energy when Sea Soldier reaches PLVL 0. Ability, skill plug ability, acquire new person. Oh god. Acquire a new skill. Delete row, skill reward. Change the attribute associated with the skill. Skill school. Increase all skills under an attribute by +1. Oh, sweet Jesus. Yoink. We're gonna make all those go away. So what other one? Oh, wait. So we want to put one below. Flow motion sensor. Increase total maximum flow. Flow by 1. To note as well. Same with the workforce. So one faction may have the investigation skills off, while another networking skills off, forcing the players to understand they can't have everything they want, without playing dirty, of course. So what would be another good subroutines? That would be thematic to put in. otherwise known as what systems do we have? Oh, I know. We're going to call this the weapon parameters. Change the melee weapon attribute, melee weapon damage attribute to a different attribute. So effectively, you can change your from physique to your logic, or hey, I'm changing it to my like psych. I'm literally going to hit you using my fucking personality. Yeah, go for it. That is what weapon parameters are for. Like, Daredevil systems. Is there any other that are? Oh, I should actually put in the side note as well. Bad data. Things are not always perfect in the land of milk and honey. Sometimes a sea soldier will be installed with or have forcefully installed malware core or malware subroutines. If infected by malware, the core and subroutine are locked. Are locked until it is cleared. All adjacent, all connected nodes, all connected parts to the malware are also locked, but still usable. But this only extends by one jump. So we want to do, for example, a subroutine. A subroutine has been infected, and while it is useless, the core it is attached to it's locked. However, all of the other subroutines are not affected. All the other subroutines attached to the core are not affected. So yeah, you can literally get malware. Don't get malware, it is bad. Okay, so we got that. So we are on the final stretch, threats and enemies. Okay, so Sea Soldier did not gain designation of soldier, so Sea Soldier. Okay. So enemies of flesh was common, top of enemy, Sea Soldiers. These are those of flesh and blood, augmented and lightly augmented, far more new in natural laws, love their bodies. Obviously, these characters do not have an automata attribute, programs, cores, or subroutines. Make them more dangerous in their area of expertise. Most most of these individuals are considered to be, actually what we should do are the MTHs, minimal threat hostiles. Actually, so brutes, brutes. Actually, what we can do, we can put you down below. Actually, no. We'll keep it simple. Most of these individuals are considered to be MTHs, minimal threat hostile. No, I don't want to open up the fucking dev tools. So, blood, flesh and blood. Health for the unaugmented. Each part of a character divided into parts affect the 15 health. Every turn. If 3 or more limits are equipped or 2 are destroyed, the character dies immediately due to shock and blood loss. Enemies that are unaugmented do feel pain when they are shot or take damage outside of the simple pain receptors dinging. They will scream loudly. Dinging. If stunned, if on the major characters cannot be executed unless they are unconscious or unable to fight back. All minion tier enemies are freely able to be immediately executed upon reaching them. So yeah, no, go ham when you find like a group of like, oh no, it's a bunch of thugs. Whatever shall we do? Run up to them and rip their heads off. That's the plan. It's just kill them. Less common but more dangerous cybernetic foes. These foes are on the same playing field as sea soldiers, often better equipment, resources, or complete lack of empathy. Cybernetic entities built just like the characters with additional set of perks depending on what kind of cybernetic foe they are. Let's see. They think, act, and feel the exact same way you do. Sea soldiers do. Receivers, she is on the influence of a signal, pulse of information data that interferes with their neural processing and instantly relays orders without hesitation. Receivers are dangerous. They act and look like like a regular sea soldier, only to react to orders without a hint of remorse or self-reflection. They never surrender fully willing to cutting off their connection to the signal may free them once controlling it. Receivers gain +1 flow immediately at the start of combat. Because again, they do not hesitate. Let's see. Automata. Older model of sea soldier, rather than integrating flesh and wires, the automata get harder, +10 to all limbs, and that +10 durability. They're just robots being contained by their usually large design. Found themselves niche in civilian life, mostly being owned by chop shops and loners for extra muscle who don't need to take breaks. Conversion. Headhunters are often independent or work for an organization, but the university is slightly unhinged with the peculiarities of the Headhunter program. Yes. The control delete. Go nuts. If you hit someone with a melee attack, you reduce their energy by half and you give it to you. Do not fight headhunters. They will kill you. I really need to expand this out. I don't really think I do. The reason why I don't think I need to do it, because there's already so much shit up here that has been added. We've indirectly made it so that it's a lot more plausible to do things down there. You want to give enemies a fighting chance against sea soldiers? Slap them in exos. You want to give someone a lot more, things to do? Give a sea soldier a fucking, I don't know. Let's just roll to a random weapon. Yeah, give him an HK, give him an HK, Heckler and Koch, fucking Jaeger assault rifle, and have him go to fucking town. Like, hey, have him, adopt a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking heavy handgun and just start popping heads. Like, let them, it doesn't, like, come on, guys. What are the last thing I really need to do? Health. That's what I need to do. Health. Because I thought I might need to improve that. Do I need to bump up 35? I think I can bump it up by 50. We can bump that up to 50. Got to 50. I think we can bump arms up to 30. Legs up to 35. Make them a little bit more durable. I'm going to keep the head the same, just because if you get shot in the fucking head, you're still going to die. Because, and the thing is, you have the reboot state, and you don't restore any of these. Actually, gain up to 3 flow. If they have another leg operational, they can only gain 3 flow, and the sea soldier collapses. Yeah. Okay. Okay, until Cortex chip is reinstalled. So, okay. Is there anything else that's really jumping at me that needs to get fixed? Well, first off, you need to go the way of the dodo. Actually, what I should do is don't really need you. Don't really need you. Don't really need licenses. All right. 82 pages. You've got all this. Just need some pictures to really wrap things up, to make things pretty. Word count. And let's go to the original Soldat Sans Identite. Okay, so roughly speaking, this is an 82-page game with 16,690 got him 690 words, while the original version had about 11,000, about 12,000 words. So we added about 4,000 words, almost 5,000 new words. Changed a bunch of things, edited a bunch of parts, and generally speaking, revamped it to make things a little bit easier. So, wow, this project was a bitch. Wow, holy Jesus, mother of fuck. Jeez Louise, Batman, oh God. I think this is really a testament more than anything to the full year that I have been doing this, a little over a year at this point, that I've been doing this, and how I've changed some of my development styles and changed some of my processes. Like, this is a big, thick fucking game, and there's a lot of parts to it, and I needed to change things, and there's like these old rules that didn't quite mesh well, but I'm like, oh, well, it'll work. Here, I'm like, no, no, Notepad, it doesn't work. Notepad, no. But am I entirely happy with the product as it is now? Yeah, I am happy. I'm way happier with it. I think it's a nice, it's a easy, and I think the more thematic game. It lets characters be a little bit more exciting, gives them a little bit more options, or a little bit more durable. There's more options to gaining back energy and kind of using those systems a little bit more. Characters don't feel kind of like restrained as much, so it's like, yeah, go insane, adopt crab legs, enjoy laser eyes, fucking shoot some, and gain a Ruger Blackhawk and pop someone in the head with, or whatever. I think in an ideal world, though, I would have gone back through the game almost entirely and just redone everything from the ground up. But that's not really what that's not what a Redux is about. A Redux is about going back to an old game and fixing it up. About making some, remembering the past, not overwriting it. There are still parts of this game I enjoy, and honestly, flow motion combat will probably make a return. Probably it'll be its own thing with a little bit more of like the design from the get-go being based around the flow motion combat, but I think it works pretty well. It's still a pain in the ass to get that. The sensation of speed in tabletop games is hard to pull off because it's hard to even think about it sometimes of like, oh, I'm going fast, but I've also been sitting here for 20 minutes waiting for my friend to go. Am I going fast, or am I like we standing there perfectly paused? So it's kind of like that, keep going fast, keep indulging in that super speeding. You have to kind of give players that, monkey brain, do thing, get more speed, go fast, kill thing, go, 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 go. And I want players to grab a fucking, they're not Kraber, dance along the, the sides of a building and pop someone going 80 miles an hour all while, falcon punching the next, poor bastard in the area. I want players to do that. I want players to embrace that chaos. But does it work? Yeah. Is it flawless? No. I would say for its purpose, it serves it. It serves it pretty well, honestly. Will it get like a PDF release? Probably not, unless the people demand it. But overall, I'm happy, and that's all I can really ask for at the end. What else are we? So what's up? What's the plannerino? What's going forward? The Redux project is done. Give me 1 second. I need to. Okay, page count 82. We need to do. Oh, what? Yes. So, things Notepad Anon wants to do. Let's see what's on the listerino. So, let me see. Yep, Soldat Sans Identite, refused to repeat, has been finished, and I should actually... So, our next game is going to be Okasan's Big Happy Family. What did you miss? We finished up Soldat Sans Identite. Game is done. It has been fixed up, added about 5,000 new words, expanded the page count by like 20. Mostly it was just me banging my head up against a wall trying to get cores done. OBS crashed. It's great. Soldat Sans Identite was the game I was working on. But it's done now. I don't really gotta think about it too hard anymore. Am I perfectly happy with everything in it? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of restrained by its old systems. That's all I can really say there, Ajax. I think that's its biggest issue. It's that it was restrained by its older mechanics and its older way of doing things. But I'm currently going through what I was going to do next, and it's Okasan's. It's Okasan's Big Happy Family, and Okasan's Big Happy Family is going to be. I mean, summoning a tea party with a pixie and a dwarf, that is not the worst idea in the world, honestly. Like, just being frank here, folks, it is probably one of the best options. Yeah, I noticed that pixie you showed me the other day. I'm like, that pixie looks real familiar. I remembered her. Wait a second. I thought that was like, I'm pretty sure that's on purpose, but I don't want to say anything, but alright. But, yeah, no, oh god, oh god, your game's getting complicated. See, I'm lucky. I don't really gotta worry about mine because my players expect so little of this concurrent campaign because it's literally a Space Wizard campaign about jokes and memes. But our next game is Okasan's Big Happy Family. What is this game? Well, it's a game about playing the secret police. You're pretty much playing the Stasi, except it's in a Moe-talitarian state. And the Okasan's the entire idea is pretty much like a Japanese entertainment slash pharmaceutical firm bought a city in like the really shitty future, and they pretty much were like, well, we don't have enough people to actually like run a city, so we'll just install an AI to do it. The problem is the AI is like, oh, I can totally run this city better than anyone else, so she did. And you're pretty much acting as her secret police, i.e. members of family, hence the name right there. Gonna be a weird one because I'm gonna be writing effectively an investigation game, but the entire goal is to also write a what can best be described as a story game. That is my goal with this, is I want to write a story game. I want to write my very own Powered by the Apocalypse narrative bullshit game. Do I feel confident in it? Absolutely not. But I'm pretty, like, it's going to be me banging my head up against the wall. Yeah, pretty much. Random tables and a few random tables and stuff like that. I might actually consult things like Tactical Waifu. But like, the ideal thing would be like, you guys are like super serious people who aren't on all the fucking drugs everyone else is, but everyone else is living in the mo-talitarian state. How many sheer random tables do I use? Kind of depends. I usually don't like to rely too heavily on random tables because random tables are a bitch to write. Also, to answer your previous question, do I collab on a game? Not. I don't usually do that. I had a bad experience early on, so I usually don't collab with anybody. People pay me money to write them games, if that counts. But this game may rely, for the random tables thing, this game may require a few random tables to make work. But it's, the hard part is like trying to get the narrative game bullshit going. And so far I have my notes. I'm gonna actually have to look because, like, the weird thing is a lot of these games focus on the character a lot, like Apocalypse, World, Forged in the Dark. All of those usually rely on the character driving forward. Like, the story is almost a secondary thing to the character. It's the gunlugger's story. It's this story. I kind of want to do that in the opposite direction. That it's about the adventure rather than strictly the character. And I'm going to actually see if I can find any games to. I'm like trying to turn this note to like this fucking computer screen, like you can see. Like, look at my notes. These aren't schizophrenic ramblings, but like I'm going to try to see if I can't find a game to mimic that adventure game logic. The idea of, problems stacking on top of each other. It's like, okay, we need to find a key to open the door. Okay, how do I get the key? Okay, I need to convince Farmer John to give me the key, but Farmer John wants something. Okay, how do I get that something? Do this. Got the thing, got the key, open the door. It's kind of that stacking amount of problems. Like, you have the overall issue, but it's like, how do we get in there? How do we do that? And the hard part is, usually adventure game logic is constrained by the game systems. That's the thing. Like, you're constrained by, like, in fucking like Monkey Island. Oh no, I need a key. As Guybrush Threepwood, you cannot just fucking pull a gun on someone and shoot. Like, you cannot just shoot someone to get the key. Like, you have to do the insane puzzle. Like, I was actually thinking, like, what I have so far is like really broad and weird attributes, and it being a little bit more to a degree. But there comes a point where it's like the players always have the option to do things within the bounds of the rules in the game. I think we've all encountered a player or been that player who are like, you want us to solve this really stupid puzzle. However, I have the ability to solve the puzzle using a spell or something. Or like, oh, wait a second. You have this thing all planned out for like a very specific way for us to do. How about no? How about we don't do that? It's the what was the old adage, like, never put a character who can be killed in a place where the characters can think they can be killed. That's where comes the difficulty. That comes the difficulty of things, where you need to get that idea of adventure game logic of how do you get the key to open the door. Exactly. Now you're thinking with the issues. Like that is this oh yeah, thank you for following by the way. Even though I think you already did. Yeah, you're seeing the issues. It's just like adventure game logic sometimes has some very bizarre things to it. So I'm going to need to. Yeah, no, it did. Like I was just like, yeah. Like, wait a second, you just followed a minute ago, Nate. um, yeah, the ticker is not automatic. I do that all by hand. I'm lame. Um, there's a way you can do it automatically, but I'm lazy. But it's pretty much going to be that. But I need to get that kind of logic and this flow of things in there for the adventure game thing. Again, probably if I look around hard enough, there is probably a system being like this is how you emulate things like Monkey Island. I'm like, oh, cool. Probably steal from that a bit, but pretty much Notepad makes his own bullshit story game. Not going to be fun. So I'm pretty confident in myself. After that, let's see what else is here. Oh yeah, this weekend actually, tomorrow we're actually going to be looking at a few games, a few sad and miserable creatures, um, which I am not too excited to look at. And the reasons I'm not looking forward to looking at them is because they are kind of old and kind of sad in their own way, which is like, oh, that makes me feel that's a bummer and a half. Where it's just like, oh, yeah, this game hasn't been worked on for like a fucking decade or whatever. Let's see what else is on the theoretical chopping block. Weekend warrior projects. Mm, probably I've been making good time on the, let's see. This is older. Yeah, I've been making good time on the one weekend warrior project. It's going. It just needs a lot of little rules. Like that's the issue right now. But that's pretty much it. All right, yeah. What would you suggest to the big list? I always take suggestions. That's my thing. Well, people are pinging me. A Western version of the SMT RPG. Oh geez. Oh geez, Rick. That one, yeah, that would be a doozy. There are a few people who have trying to take up the role there. So here's what I'll actually do. I'll put it in the big think idea. Oh, where is the big think idea? There we go. It's called the dedicated SMT game. Yeah, it's the SMT game. There's a few ways to handle it, and it's like no way is perfect and elegant. And I would love to get a copy of that book. I would kill to get a copy of that book just to even like read through some of the sections of like, what is your logic going into this? What are the players doing? What are the. I've seen tidbits of the trailer, and though honestly, if you put a gun to my head and me, that's like which SMT game you base it off of, Nocturne, baby. Nocturne's my shit. Played the shit out of that game. But yeah, it would pretty much have to. Honestly, I would either need to replay. Yeah, I would need to either replay an SMT game or I would need to just go in there and like watch someone do like a full playthrough. I don't. I've seen tidbits of the armor. I'm like, the fuck am I looking at? I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, you do you, boo boo. I cannot stop you. You know, this entire E3 has just been my brain melting because of chaos. But I honestly though I think that's kind of the point as well that they're supposed to look fairly effeminate. If I were to be a betting man, I'm pretty sure that's the point. But I could base it off of Devil Summoner. See, here's the thing. Here's the big joke usually with those is that like the most effeminate looking boys in those games are usually the ones being this like I'm down to fuck. It's like what? Like those are the guys who like here's my harem of women that I have amassed and they like just fucking Chad walk into any situation being like I look like a fucking rainbow unicorn but I'm gonna fuck you up and take your bitches. It's always very odd. The gay Honestly, the gayer characters are usually the ones who are like, yeah, I'm big and tough and scary. I also like, here's my husband who is another big scary dude. Who I've always noticed that with Japan. I have no idea why that is the case, but it's hilarious. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. And Fujos. Fujos are a big money, man. Big money for the Fujos. But I think I'm gonna call it there for tonight. It's 11:30, a little bit late. I gotta get. I don't really have to do anything. Oh yeah, Fujos. Uh, a Fujo is a girl who enjoys watching boys kiss boys because like okay, here's an odd fact about the Japanese like manga and stuff industry. A vast majority of yuri manga, like girl on girl manga, are written by dudes. However, on the other side, a lot of like the gay ones, like guy on guy, are written by women, and they're usually targeted at women, while the yuri is targeted at men. It's very interesting, and it's like, wait, what? Like anytime you go on like anytime you see like things on like Tumblr or anything, like Tumblr shit post being like, ooh woo, I love it when these two boys talk because it's like they like each other. It's like what? Yeah, and that was like the weird thing with like Japan. Like no place else in the rest of the world it does that. No place else. Like usually it's like predominantly like girl on girl stuff, Yuri stuff that sells like better worldwide. Like it's really only the Asian countries that are like, man, I am completely down with this femboy getting railed by another dude. Like I that's what I've noticed over the years. Like it's only like the Asian countries that enjoy that, like the women anyway. But I am a Burgastani, so I have my issues there. So I'm gonna call it there for today. Godspeed, good luck. Catch you all tomorrow. Probably fairly early. I will make a probably like an hour or two announcement beforehand. That's in a while, crocodile. There we go. I'll take my 10 gamer bucks now. All right.